You can leave, I think. All right, I'll be back with that.
Nice.
So let me know if you have any questions.
If that works.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so
It's got the
let's.
speakers on it, so I don't know if it'll echo. We'll see.
No, no, it's fine now.
Yeah.
It's fine. So, okay, let's take a look at one bar at a time. All right, this is supposed to be a study piece, so it's meant to be played as a whole thing in one go. Right, that's the whole page. But we'll break it down, obviously, so we don't get overwhelmed by all the changes. So, first bar, let's dissect that. What subdivisions do we see there?
Sixteenth notes, 16th note triplets and triplets.
I'll give you a 90% score on that answer. You did so well until you labeled the last one as triplets.
Yeah, that's why I would. It's the 3 against 2, it's not a triplet.
No, it's definitely triplets, but there's no such subdivision called triplets.
Oh, yeah, eighth note triplets, sorry.
There you go. By the way, the 3 against 2 and the 6 against 4, all that means is there's 6 notes in the space of 4.
Right, okay. Yeah, so it's 16th note triplets, 2 lots of 16th notes, and one measure of 8th note triplets on beat 4.
Okay, so counting wise, the counting for the first beat, what would that be? Because we'll need to change countings.
It's going to be 1 under, 1 under,
Yeah.
and then so it's 1 under, 1 under, 1 E under, 1 E, 1, sorry, 1 under, 1 under, 2 E under, 3 E under, 4 under.
Right, exactly right. So now those are the counting systems. We need to make sure that that all fits the pulse. So let's just practice the counting to the pulse without playing anything just yet. So we feel like whenever we say the number, it's locked in with that click, because we're gonna play along to a metronome that's only gonna give us the quarter notes. So there's no clashes with any subdivisional changes, nothing weird. So check this out. And the click, by the way, is at 60 BPM. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, let me, so you guys can count. I'm gonna mute everyone so it doesn't go all strange and out of time. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, and again. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1. Really lock it in with the clicks. One and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and sorry, that was my fault. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. Okay? So, does that all make sense? We're gonna now try to play it. Any questions? No, we're good. Let me just move this because I can't really see you. Well, there we go. Okay, so let's do the playing. 1, 2, 3, go. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 3 again. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. Nice. Okay, questions so far. I saw that Ben was trying to join, but then he disappeared. Any questions so far?
No.
No? Okay, let's do the next bar. Now, as soon as you guys feel comfortable, try to put some sort of like pulse happening with the feet. It's going to help grounding that pulse even more. All right, let's do the second bar.
So we've got eighth note triplets on beat 1. Then we've got quintuplets on beat 2. 16th notes on beat 3 and quarter note rest on beat 4.
Awesome. So let's do the count. Of course, what's the counting for quintuples? That's the only one that we haven't done.
One E and a G.
And the G. We're gonna try to really space out those sounds really, really clearly, right? But and the G.
Yeah.
So let's try not to go 1 E and the G, because that
Yeah.
starts to dilute the separation between partials, right?
That's what's happening. Then it's blending together. So it's
And then we don't recognize the difference between E and the and, right? It becomes a bit blurry.
Yeah.
So 1 and the 2 E and the G, T E and the, right? Nice and sharp there. So let's practice the counting first. One, 2, 3, go. 1 and the 2 E and the G, T E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, again. 1 and the 2 E and the G, T E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 E and the G, T E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2E and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2E and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2E and the get the E and the 4. Chip, 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 chip. 1 and the 2E and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and the get the E and the 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2E and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2E and the get the E and the 4. So for now we're just practicing counting, Ben, by the way. 1 and the 2E and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2E and the get the E and the 4. 2, 3, again. 1 and the 2E and the get the E and the 4. Make sure those 5s are nice and crisp. Again. Boom. Okay, that's 2 minutes. All right, let's try to do the playing then. We're just going to loop that second bar. Attention to the sticking, by the way. We're now starting to combine lots of different subdivisions that are in odd numbers. So if we start with the right, you're going to have right, left, right. You're going to land at the quintuplet with the left. Okay, and that puts you with the right playing the beat 3, so the 16th notes. Okay. So don't try to force right hands into strong beats just out of habit, right? So let the singles flow naturally, just follow the counting. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, and again. Okay. Now, last one. Next one. Last one, you wished. 2 bars. Okay, let's join those 2 bars together. I'm going to unmute everyone in case there's questions. We don't need to worry about the dynamics. I know there's dynamics notated there, but that's fine. Alright, so now we gotta get that counting down. We won't do 2 minutes of counting because we've done them both. We'll maybe just do 60 seconds to practice the counting for the 2 bars. There's lots of changes now. And then I'm gonna also talk a little bit about the sticking, so we don't fall into traps there of trying to force right hands. That's typically what people struggle with, is they want to force a right hand as a leading hand, so always landing on the downbeats, which obviously in these sorts of patterns, that's not a good policy, as it's going to throw you off. You're going to get confused. You're going to follow more sticking rather than subdivision. You don't want to do that. Okay, so let's do the counting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 2 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3 and go. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 4. Nice little twists and turns there. I like it. Here we go. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 4. Nice and sharp with the counting. Tickety, especially those 5s, right? 1 E, sorry, my bad. 3, 4. Again. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 4. Okay? Are we good? Thumbs up? Let's do the playing. One, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 1, 2, 3. Again. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 1. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 4. 3, 4. 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 4. Last one. Here we go. 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 E and the get the E and the 4. Awesome. Okay, so how did everyone get on with 2 things, right? First, the fact that it's a 2-bar phrase now, and the stickings.
Yeah, fine.
Fine.
That's fine. No problem.
Derek?
Okay, yeah, it's just it's remembering to, like I said, to flip to the left hand on beat 2 of the quintuplet.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear, because that tells me that you're thinking about the sticking rather than the subdivision. Because when you play this as a 2-bar phrase,
It
there is
goes
no
to the
left.
right.
Yep. Don't force
It goes
things.
to the
Just
left.
play singles. This is always my suspicion. There's always someone who's trying to force hands into patterns instead of just letting the hands roll. So if you follow that pattern, Derek, from beat 1 of the first bar, it's not a left that plays that quintuplet, or the first quintuplet. Is it? Go on. Follow that pattern. Right, left, until you hit the quintuplet. Which hand?
Right,
I mean, obviously you already know the answer, but
right, left, right, left. Ah, it's the right, yeah.
right, and you were trying to force a left because you did that when it was just a 1 bar pattern. You gotta be very careful with this stuff.
Yeah,
And don't try to force things into places.
yeah, you were saying that, that's what, yeah.
Right, just let the singles roll. Right, that's the thing, and I appreciate it. It is because we are so conditioned to, to feeling comfortable with, say, playing that right hand on the strong beat, that then it becomes counterintuitive to not do that, and there's a part of your brain that kind of starts to question, like, well, how come I'm playing a left when I'm saying two? And so, but those are all questions that, although I appreciate that they are real, we need to shut that down and just let the singles do the work, and then you just manipulate the distances according to the subdivision. That's all you got to care about.
Mm.
All righty. Awesome. Next lot. Here we go. I'm gonna take it nice and slow. You got an entire page of this today. And I've got another bonus here in case we finish this one on time, but I doubt that, to be honest with you. Okay. What do we have now?
That's it's got quarter note rest. That's an octuplet, is it? Is 32nd notes.
30-second notes. Well, that's it.
Then we've got 2/8 notes on beat 3 and quintuplet on beat 4.
Right. So this one is it's a tricky one because it goes from very busy to very loose subdivisions very quickly. Right. So we gotta make sure that we are in full control of the pulse. Otherwise, we're gonna hit that quintuplet already with a very wobbly internal click. Because we get to that quintuplet and the whole thing is already right. So, as always, let's practice counting it. So, what's the counting here? How should we go about counting this?
Two, 1.
So, how do we count the 30-second notes? For instance.
One yander, one yander.
Correct. And then we switch to 8th notes. And by the way, that quarter note rest, I would like to practice today, like, really change counting systems as much as possible. So we're going to count 1 for the quarter note rest. That's it. And then switch immediately to 30-second note counting. 2 yander, 2 yander. And then 3 and then of course 4 and the gap. And then it's putting all of that against this, right? Okay, let's practice that. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3 again. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1. That 5 nice and clean. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and chicka. Okay. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1. Chicka. Okay. That very sharp sounds. 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1. Okay. That should be enough. Any questions? Let's do the playing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 3, go. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1. 3, 4. 1, 2. Sorry, my bad. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 3 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1. Here we go, last one. 1, 2. Okay, awesome. Next one. Now we go from 16th notes. This is a very interesting stretch and shrink little pattern, little bar here. Because we go from 16ths to quintuplets to 16ths again to sextuplets.
1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 3
And then 4 and the 4 and the.
400, yeah.
1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and
Right? So it's got that 16th note there, kind of as a baseline, and then it kind of expands a bit, shrinks back down to 16s, expands a little more again. So it's all the subdivisions, unlike the previous bar, which makes these two bars actually next to each other quite interesting. Because the previous bar we went from 30 seconds to 8th notes, right, in a matter of a beat. Now they're all very close together. So it's very easy to kind of start to lose track, like, am I just speeding up randomly or what's going on here? Because they're so close, right? They're very close sound-wise. We need to be very precise. Okay, so, as always, let's practice counting them first. One, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. One more. Here we go. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. We good? Thumbs up. Let's go for the playing. One, two, three, four. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3. Watch the sticking, right? 1 E and the 2 and the 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 and the sorry, my mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. All right. It's a very like easy to confuse subdivisions, this one, because they're all very sort of similar. All right, so now two-bar phrase. 1, 2 E and the 2 E and the 3 and 4 E and the get 1 E and the 2 E and the get 3 E and the 4 and the 4 and the. Okay. So do we have any questions before we practice counting?
Right left, right left, right left, right left, right left, right left.
Let those singles roll.
Left, right, left, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll mute you guys, and then I'm just gonna go get some water, and you guys can practice that independently first, and then we do it together. Okay, so do we have any questions?
Nope.
All good.
Okay.
Derek?
No, it's just I know the looking at the sticking. That's all. Just to try and get it in my head.
Don't try to do that.
Okay.
That's my advice to you. Seriously. No, no, not even being sarcastic. Don't try to do that. The more you try to do that, the more you're thinking about that whilst you play instead of thinking about the counting.
Yeah.
Just let your hands go.
Right. Okay.
Right? This is all singles. We're not switching stickings. It's just let your hands go.
Right. Okay.
The more you take brain bandwidth to deal with sticking, the less you're going to be able to focus on the clarity of the subdivisions. And then you're going to start to feel like it's the sticking that's throwing you off, and it's not. It's actually losing track of the click. Right? So you're going to have like mixed messages in your head.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so let's practice the counting for... wait, have we done that? No. Have we practiced the counting for both bars? I forget.
No.
No,
No.
not as a group. No.
So let's just do that for 60 seconds. Make sure we can transition from one to the other subdivision. Here we go. Mute. Boom. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 in the 2 in the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 3 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. All good? Let's do the play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 1 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 3, 4. 1, 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and the go 2 and the 2 and the go 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. of course. Let's move on. Don't know why I can't scroll back. Huh?
Seven.
Okay, so we've got a new one here.
Cool.
Septuplets. So, what's the counting for septuplets?
Got 1e and a Gertaka, 2e and a Gertaka, 3e and a Gertaka, 4 and a.
Now that's got to fit the pulse,
Yeah.
right? That's the. Once again, we have a bar where there's a bit of distance between two subdivisions. Like it's interesting to see how the different patterns create different problems. The ones that are very close together, like going from 16s to 5, 16 to 6, that's tricky. But then going from septuplets to triplets is quite tricky as well, because there's not a lot of common ground there between the two, if you think about it, right? You just gotta feel it. Which is why I like to do those trial runs with just counting, so we can really lock that in first, and then the hands just attach themselves to that, not the other way around. Okay. Any questions, or shall we try the counting?
No, try the counting.
Yep, fine.
Let's do it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the sorry, a little faster. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 3 and 1. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 3 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1. Awesome. Okay. Let's do the play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and 1. One and the get a two, and the get a two, and the get a four, and the one. One and the get a two, and the get a two, and the get a four, and the one, two, three, four. One and the get a two, and the get a three, and the get a four, and the one, two, three, four. One and the get a two, and the get a three, and the get a four, and the one, two, three, go. One and the get a two, and the get a three, and the get a four, and the one, two, three, four. One and the get a two, and the get a three, and the get a four, and the one, two, and go. One and the get a two, and the get a three, and the get a four, and the one. One and the get a two, and the get a three, and the get a four, and the one, two, three, go. One and the get a two, and the get a three, and the get a four, and the one. One and the get a two, and the get a three, and the get a four, and the one. There you go. It's 2 minutes. All right. The next one is relatively easy. But do you have any questions in regards to this one we just did? You good?
Yep, all good.
So let's do the next one real quick. This one is obviously much easier. Everything falls within the binary subdivision table, so that's fine. Jigga digga 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 tap 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 digga 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 tap tap. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 3 and 4. Right, nice and easy. Okay, so we'll do this one. We don't even need to practice the counting, I think. Let's just do the playing, and then we're gonna combine, obviously, both bars. Here we go. One, two, three, four. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and a 2 and a 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and a 2 and a 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1. Last one. 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Awesome. Okay, so obviously that one was very easy. Now those two together, probably not so easy. Okay, so I think I'm gonna give you guys again a couple of minutes for you to try that out by yourselves. I would first practice just the counting. 1 e and the gata 2 e and the gata 2 e and the gata 4 and the 1 and 2 e and the 3 and the 3 and 4. Okay, so try that by yourselves first, and then we'll do it together. Okay, how's that? I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions?
No.
No.
I'm good.
All right, let's turn on the click, and let's just do the counting now with the click, um, for at least a minute, just so we really feel comfortable with all those changes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. Go. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 3 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the, sorry, 3 and again. 1 and the get the 2, 3 and the get the 4. Well, I don't know. I'm losing track of the tempo there. 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, last one, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. Okay. Now the playing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and 2. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. 1, last one, 2, 3, go. 1 and the get the 2 and the get the 3 and the get the 4 and the 1 and 2 and the 2 and the 3 and 4. All right. Okay, let's keep going. This is just one bar this time. Okay, so we've got 30 seconds, septuplets, 30 seconds.
One, two, three, and the three,
Yeah, that's it.
and the
And the
So,
and the gataka.
so we've got 1 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and oh
3 and the gataka.
yeah
1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the gataka 4 and the 4 and the
1 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and taka 4 and 4 and
careful not to drag the taka at the end.
mm.
I know it's difficult to keep them sharp and not separate them too much. It's finding that sweet spot there.
yeah
1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 1 sorry 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the gataka 4 and the 4 and the
yeah
3 and the gataka.
yeah 1 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and taka 4 and 4 and
Just dragging a little bit the
right
taka,
okay
a little bit.
okay
You gotta be careful there, because otherwise we play it together, you're gonna find yourself going off.
yeah okay
Okay, so obviously that's why I like to practice the counting first. Let's do that with a click. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1. It's a bit of it feels like it pulls right when it gets to the septuplet. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 3, 4. Ticka 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 pop. Ticka 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 3 and the get the party and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1. And the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. Chicka 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 chicka. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 2 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1. Okay. Questions? Thumbs up.
Oh, good.
All good, all good. All right.
Forian was a bit harder to say. Get that speedy.
The 30 seconds.
Yeah, the 4 is a longer word. To try, one you can do 2.
Yes.
4, but 4 is a little bit of a longer
Yeah,
word.
short.
Forian.
It's like saying like 7, right? We can't say 7 because that's 7. It's gotta be sev. So it becomes 4 and the 4. So it's just 4. I'm not really saying the r. Any. Yeah. 4 and the 4 and. Alrighty. Okay, so now let's do the play. One, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the get the 4 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 1 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 3. Go. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 3, 4. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the digga 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 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the 1. It's a very nuanced, this one as well. Right, there's a little, like, it just feels like it drags. 1 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 4 and the. It's gotta be very precise, because otherwise it will drag. Right? That's 2 minutes. Right? It's a very nuanced one. Again, they're so close together subdivision-wise that it's very easy to lose that definition of the subdivision, right? Digga 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 digga. It's a little pulls back a bit, right? Which most people would do accidentally anyway. But that's the benefit of learning the table of time. It's awareness. It really is, right? Because we become aware, like, oh, there is a difference here. So then when we do it accidentally, we pick up on it. Because it's not like I stopped making mistakes because I learned the table of time. It's just now I know when I make them. And there's actually another cool little twist there, which is I know that I made them, and I can always switch subdivisions and be like, that's what I wanted to do. But you'll do it with confidence. You know, like 90% of the mistakes that professional drummers make, we don't really pick up on it as an audience because they're so good at like navigating the mistake. It doesn't catch them off guard, it doesn't throw them off, right? So they hear something and they react to it rather than try to cancel it. So a mistake becomes a cue to do something, right? It's really like very much so. Like you hear this with virtually every single great drummer. Like there's a guy. Is anyone not familiar with Nate Smith?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I was like, why can't I hear anyone? Because I turned off my sound. By accident. Sorry, go on. Say that again. Who's not familiar with Nate Smith?
I'm going to say no. I'm not sure if it's a guy I've seen on Drummer World or not.
Okay, so here's how I want to close today's session. We won't like there's many more lines. We won't do them all. It's already 2 to 1 o'clock. But here's how I want to finish this month then of Table of Time and all this stuff. Go and watch. I'm going to leave a link on the chat here. So I'm going to ask for you guys to open it before we close the session. Otherwise, you're going to lose the link. And watch this. Chat. Okay, save that link, give it a watch if you want right after the session or later today, whatever. But don't let too much time go by, because otherwise, all the table of time stuff starts to go blurry. And there's a lot of that happening. And Nate Smith is a master user of subdivisional work, because he makes it funky, he makes it groovy, and you'll see a lot of what I'm talking about. He doesn't fall into mistake land, because everything is a cue. Like, it's a bit like that Victor Wooten quote, right? Whenever you play the wrong note, you're just half a step away from the right one. Just react, right? Bend the note. Like, he's a bassist, so it's like bend the note or move your finger over to the next fret. Don't let that throw you off. That's basically the message, right? Like, hey, you're not that far off. Come on, relax. Just use it. Use it to your advantage. And you hear a lot of that in these masterful musicians. That the mistakes, like off notes, that becomes texture, right? Like it doesn't matter to them. So yeah, whenever you can, watch that video. Feel free to tell me what do you think by email or next time we see each other, because it goes deep into a lot of different strange places, this performance. And with that, we've closed table of time. So next month we're doing only 2 sessions, because then it's my Christmas break. But so we have the 6th and the 13th. And then I'm not here, obviously, for 2 weeks. And then the next session is on the 3rd of January. But next month, we're going to cover a system that I kind of came up with or organized, compiled a bunch of different ideas to develop creativity and push yourselves in terms of creative thinking, from very basic ideas to very interesting ideas. And so I'm going to show you guys a practice method, in a way, a practice routine that doesn't allow for a lot of blind spots in your playing. So we're gonna talk about that next week, because that is something that a lot of drummers end up suffering from. They have a couple of good things, and then there's other areas that it just doesn't. It's not so good, and I'm not talking about even technique, because that's a different thing, right? That's more muscular. There's other things at play. I'm talking about just creativity. Like, oh, I'm really good at improvising in 16th notes, but don't ask me to play a solo if I'm playing a blues. Well, that's a blind spot, for example, right? And that's very, very common. Like, if you're a rock drummer, your blues playing is going to be very Casio keyboard-like. There's not a lot of variations, not a lot of fills, and everything is. So the blind spot is triplets, obviously. Triplet playing, 8th note triplets, 16th note triplets. So I'm gonna share with you guys my approach to not falling into those traps. Any questions before I leave you all?
No.
All good? Awesome. All right, in that case, enjoy your Sundays. I'll see you all next week.
Yeah, and you both. Bye.
Take care. Oh, and next week is in person,
Bye.
because we reopen on Wednesday. Yeah?
Good.
Almost forgot to mention that.
So we'll be back Saturday and then Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Cool.
Thursday even.
Yeah. No, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thursday.
Because I reopen on Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Band Lab will be. Right.
Yeah. That's right. So, I'll see you all in person sometime.
Yeah. See you Wednesday.
Okay. See you later, Dave. Bye.
See you later, guys. See you next week, mate.